Okay. Welcome to the Soul Center in Spokane, Washington, 6 p.m. Dharma Recovery meeting, hybrid meeting, also online. So nationwide. Um, Many people from Canada. They're not boycotting us yet. And I figured this is the last day of March, so it's still the last day of the worldly winds. And so again, often I start thinking about it during the week, and I began thinking of expectations and the worldly winds. And my real thought with myself, and I'm always careful how I say this, but I create my own suffering. Now, that doesn't mean if someone close to me dies, I should not feel pain. I'll feel pain. I'm still creating that suffering, but it's a natural response. But I create my own suffering. I think all day long I get to spend time with a group of kids that are behavior intervention students all day. And I still find myself, after working with these guys for 29 years, wow, I'm old, and I still find myself getting upset and impatient, like, why are you behaving this way? It's like, John, how long have you been here? Are these any different than the kids 29 years ago? And I go, no, they're really not. So I go, what's the issue here? He goes, I'm the issue. You know, I'm in a rush. I have expectations that they're going to be at certain places at certain time, and I forget that they're growing at their own pace and getting better at their own pace and dealing with their own trauma at their own pace. I forget that. Every day I forget that. And when I catch myself being like, and I'm like, it's never any good to talk with a kid who has a lot of trauma that way. I go, okay, well, what's going on? You know, why? And I go, oh, I expect this kid to be behaving this way. And despite all the evidence telling me they're going to behave it their own way, right? They're an independent human being and I'm not in charge of them. So I learn all the time those expectations. The little traps I get in my head of creating my own suffering too. It's big stuff. So I read an article, and it's in the chat for those of you online. It will be. Okay, sorry. I said it. Dharma Wisdom is the name of the website, and it's The Tyranny of Expectations by Philip Moffitt, who is also a practitioner. So a lot of this information comes from that. But before I do that, I just want to go into a story. So 2002, I had a sponsor who was a sponsor in 2 programs for me. I was a 12-step person then, still am, kind of. And it was AA and OA. AA, everyone knows what AA is, but OA is for food disorders. And he was in both. And I've been lucky to have 2 Buddhist sponsors, but he practiced Buddhism. And I decided to join Zen Center with him since he was going to Zen Center all the time. Up till that point, I was mainly doing it on my own. And I'd go in there and I'd go, yeah, I gotta do this because I'm so anxious all the time and I gotta calm down. He's like, oh, don't have any expectations what you're going to get from this. So you may meditate all morning with us and leave here and be just as anxious. I'm like, well, damn, you know, why am I doing this then, right? I'm not going to be any calmer. And I didn't quite get it then, right? I'm like, I should have expectations. I should have goals. And he's actually just saying, just meditate and then discover where it's going to take you. Do the practice, right? Trust the practice. But he insinuated I had no idea what I would get from it. And he was right. All the things I thought I would get from it, I don't think I got very many of them. I wanted to be perfect and not make any errors. And I still screw up every day, right? Those worldly wins, fame and shame and gain and loss, all of them. I still do. I still go through those all the time. Which brings us to the wanting mind. When I have a mind with expectations, it's a wanting mind. And it's a normal thing. I've heard that pancreases excrete insulin. Minds secrete thoughts. And of course, the wanting mind excretes me wanting things to be the way I want them to be. And it gets me caught in anxiety, desire, and diversion. When I'm trapped in these expectations, it narrows my options. I only see one thing that should happen when there's a whole rainbow of stuff that can happen that would be great outcomes, but I'm stuck on one thing that I believe it should be. I'm not dancing in partnership with the universe. I'm dancing all by myself, just like Billy Idol did, It retards my imagination. I don't build all those. I don't imagine all the things that could happen. Usually, the perfect thing I see is not nearly as good as all the other options that could happen. Because my perceptions trap me in a small space and not a big space. I become blind to the possibilities and I become very rigid. I start thinking my practice should bring me to somewhere else. So, if I have these Buddhist practices and these Buddhist values, and I live by those, then the good results will happen naturally. It's, for me, a matter of not being rigid and living to practice. Practice makes practice. And not living for the results, how I think things should turn out to be. It really gives a whole different color to what success is, success and failure. Again, worldly wins. It's a really slippery thing to even define success when it comes to that. I remember in 12 Steps, they talked a lot about expectations and about lack of acceptance. What I prefer to call appreciation, going beyond acceptance and appreciating what I have and what is real. But I'd hear things like future tripping, which means I have a plan and I think things should turn out that way. And it can lead to problems with people wanting to use again, because when things don't turn out that way, they, the natural response of me as an addict is to want to drown my perceived failure with something to make me feel better. And they also said expectations are just resentments waiting to happen. And I remembered that and how it can be dangerous for me to have those expectations. Now, what I'm not saying is don't make plans. I'm not saying that even remotely close. But I am saying be open. Yeah, to be in the moment with loving kindness and equanimity, compassion, to trust my practice is the things that will help me live a better life and to be able to live free and continue my growth of freeing myself from those things that I cling to, including my addictions. So when I remember to work without expecting what I deem to be the correct thing, and to return to the now and to those Buddhist values of compassion and mindfulness and equanimity. I remind myself of one of my isms, a Johnism, that I've said to myself, there is no sacred cow except for the sacred now. There is no sacred cow except for the sacred now. When I find my mind wandering and I'm in a meditation where I'm not thinking, I have meditations where I contemplate things, but where I'm not, where I'm just them, I welcome it and I look at it and I'm curious about it and I let it go so I can just let myself continue to kind of sit in the hot tub of the sacred now. Just relax and be and let things happen as they happen from there. So the worldly winds. It is my response to them that creates my own suffering. And I'm grateful that they were identified for me so I could identify them when I encountered them in my life and in my meditation, which would free me to be of more use to others and to be more free from my addictions and my suffering. So today for our chant, we're going to do the May I be happy and peaceful, or May we be happy and peaceful. And we're going to chant it. It's kind of singing it, actually. And those who are comfortable can follow along. Some of you may know it already. I do it a lot as the dedication of merit. And so whenever you feel comfortable, you can join, or you can just sit in quiet contemplation, or just listen, or even sing it in your head. Sometimes I do the chanting in my head, especially if I'm like in a situation with lots of people, so I don't scare them by chanting out loud. So, okay. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. Let's take about 3 minutes just to sit in silence, follow our breath, enjoy the moment. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings live with ease. Namaste. Okay. Dedication of merit. May all places be held sacred. May all beings be cherished. May all injustices of oppression, devaluation, and theft be fully righted, remedied, and healed. May all who are captured by hatred be freed to the love that is our birthright. May all who are bound by fear discover the safety of understanding. May all who are weighed down by grief be given over to the joy of being. May all who are lost in delusion find a home on the path of wisdom. May all wounds to forest, rivers, deserts, oceans, all wounds to Mother Earth be lovingly restored to bountiful health. May all beings everywhere delight in whale song, bird song, and blue sky. May all beings abide in peace and well-being, awaken and be free.